Hi everyone, my name is Harsimran. I'm the founder of Admitters, a study abroad platform, and today we're starting a new podcast series where we will bring out international students who are in abroad और हम जानेंगे उनकी जर्नी के बारे में कि उनका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा है about studying abroad और अगर उनकी पढ़ाई खत्म हो चुकी है तो what is the life that they're living after graduation, how is their job hunt going, what are the type of roles that are being offered. So all this is for the students who are in India right now and they want to go to study abroad but like वो ढूंढ रहे हैं कोई reference point कि उन्हें पता लग सके कि what life abroad actually looks like. So stick to this podcast and you will learn a lot. Today we have Ishan Dogra, who was one of the earliest students for admitters who actually went to Australia. So Ishan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Definitely. Thank you for having me to Harsimran, by the way.
My pleasure.
My name is Ishan, and I went to Australia 2 years ago. I've recently completed my graduation from Swinburne University of Technology, Melbourne, and um, my degree was in Master of Marketing with a specialization in business analytics. And it's been a great journey so far. And let's just talk more about it in detail.
Sure, absolutely. So, why did you decide to study abroad? मतलब ये idea आया कहाँ से?
Okay, so it's some okay, where do I start? Is it because this thing there's a whole lot process behind it, and you a lot of experience. तो अगर कोई भी स्टूडेंट प्लान कर रहा है बाहर आने को या फिर कंसल्ट कर रहा है तो बहुत थॉट प्रोसेस जाता है इसके पीछे. बट वन ऑफ माई बिगेस्ट मोटिवेटर्स बिहाइंड इट्स काइंड ऑफ अ लिटिल फनी स्टोरी. But I did my bachelor's in India only,
Yeah.
and I won't say the college's name, but you know how studies are here, and you get exams, and then you read through the whole books, jot it all down, and then you give your 30-40 page answers and
Theoretical
everything.
ज़्यादा होता है.
And हाँ जी,
Theoretical ज़्यादा होता है.
yes, theoretical बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. And what we did in college was we never really studied, and the teachers weren't really interested in teaching us either. But it was one of those long nights, and it was like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I was going through my whole syllabus, and I did a BBA with a specialization in marketing. That's where I got my whole interest in marketing, but that's beside the point anyway. And I was going through this book, and there was this section of how you help your managers grow in corporate and everything. I don't remember the subject exactly. And there was this one point which really struck out to me, and I thought, dude, this is not it. I won't learn from here. And the point said, get a massage.
Okay.
And it was in an official textbook. I thought,
But like in what in what context?
just get a massage for managers to relax. If managers are getting stressed, what they should do, what corporate should do is
To
just
give
get a
them a
massage.
massage.
So I thought, dude, this
Yeah.
is not it.
Yeah.
I felt like I'm wasting my time because
Yeah.
we're one of those batches जो COVID से निकले हैं,
Yeah.
and then half of our college was in lockdown, and what we
Yeah.
did was study online, exams
So
online.
you
We never
couldn't
really
get
went to
that
college.
university experience, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then फिर I thought कि घर में I've spent a lot of time and I never really got that exposure college का. And I thought I did spend 1.5 year in college, मतलब offline classes attend करी and everything, but I think वो transition कभी successfully हो नहीं पाई. And then I realized कि material जो है it's too theoretical and I'm not
Yeah.
learning anything. So side by side, as a side project, I was doing freelancing for a lot of digital marketing work, and I realized I had a knack for it. Then I reached out to Harsimran, and obviously I reached out to you, and then we discussed everything, and
Yeah.
you consulted to me and suggested yes, Australia is a good education
Absolutely.
market right now, and I should go out, and it would get me a great exposure.
Yeah,
So
and even that time, like the visa crunch that is happening right now, it was not happening back then. Because right now
yes,
Australia is, like being super strict with, especially with Indian applicants, and especially with applicants from Punjab. Right.
Punjab, yes.
Yeah.
It was
So that's the
difficult
thing. So I
when
think
I
you went
applied
out at the
to.
right time.
Like, yes,
Yeah. So definitely going abroad is such a huge thing, and आपके parents के भी बहुत सारे concerns रहे होंगे. So like, what were their
definitely.
concerns, and like, were they ready? Because now most of the students who come to me, they're like कि भाई पेरेंट्स नहीं मान रहे हैं, तो आप एक काउंसलिंग हमारे पेरेंट्स की भी करो ताकि उन्हें भी थोड़ा इस चीज़ के बारे में एक्सपोजर मिले और समझ आए, राइट? तो वाज दैट द थिंग इन योर केस, और like were your parents were supportive of you going abroad?
No, definitely. I think
Mm-hmm.
parents being supportive was a
Yeah,
big part. Obviously, if your parents aren't supporters, then you're not going out to. That's
absolutely.
just not happening.
Yeah.
So obviously, सारा plan उनको समझाना कि yes, this is what I'm planning to do, and obviously they were supportive about it. That is why they agreed to it.
Yeah.
But it was a big step because I'd never really left home before this, and I've always stayed with my parents, not even for uni, like I said, because it was all in lockdown.
Yeah.
And uh, yes, फिर उनको सारा एक्सप्लेन किया मैंने कि आई थिंक इट वुड बी गुड फॉर मी अगर मैं बाहर जाता हूँ एंड मेरा बाहर जाना इम्पोर्टेंट था बिकॉज इट वाजंट ओनली कि एजुकेशन के लिए बट एज एन ओवरऑल एक्सपोजर और बाहर अकेले रहना सीखना और घर ढूंढना और पार्ट टाइम जॉब करना पढ़ाई के साथ साथ यू लर्न अ लॉट तो
Absolutely.
मेन चीज ये थी कि आई बिकेम इंडिपेंडेंट
Yeah. Makes sense.
सो आई थिंक वो चीजें मैं नहीं सीखता अगर मैं इंडिया में अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ रहता
Mm-hmm.
तो वो मेरा बिगेस्ट मोटिवेटर था बाहर आने के लिए कि मैं इंडिपेंडेंट हूँ और उनको मैंने समझाया कि आई थिंक इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट एंड इट्स हाई टाइम दैट आई गॉट आउट एंड आई डिड थिंक माई सेल्फ
So
वो मेन
your
था
parents sponsored your like your studies abroad, like, or you went through the educational loan thing?
कि they did sponsor it.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So it was basically, it was
I've
easier
been
for you.
lucky in that
Yeah.
sense.
Of
I'm
course.
grateful that my
Of
parents
course.
sponsored the whole thing, but
Of
I've
course.
seen students that come here with a loan and it's a whole process.
Yeah.
But
Of course. So okay. So आपने वहाँ पे पढ़ाई कर ली, नाउ यू वर रेडी फॉर मास्टर्स, पेरेंट्स भी मान गए, फंडिंग फॉर द studies abroad were also sorted. Now you have reached Australia. Now what happens? Like I'm sure, because I have also studied abroad, right? So वहाँ पे जाके एक reality check तो मिलता है. तो tell me about that, कि आपके लिए वो reality check क्या था, कि यार भाई कि ओके, क्योंकि एक बार तो लगता है ना कि यार ओके, दिस इज नॉट व्हाट आई एक्सपेक्टेड, राइट? तो वो क्या मोमेंट था?
as such, ऐसा कभी मुझे कोई moment hit नहीं किया कि
Okay.
okay, this is too much for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, overwhelming लगता है सब कुछ because
Yeah.
आप आते हो पहले and everybody's talking to you. You meet people and because वो इतनी देर से यहाँ होते हैं, they do try to demoralize you. I won't sugarcoat it, and
Yeah.
you need to be very careful of who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I would advise everyone.
Yeah.
Be mindful of the people you surround yourself with, because
All right.
that will change everything about abroad.
Absolutely.
But ऐसा कभी मुझे कोई as such hit नहीं की चीज की okay, this is too much or whatever. And I've been lucky in the sense कि मेरा friend मेरे साथ बाहर गया था.
Yeah.
तो
Of course.
हम शुरू से साथ में रहे हैं और हमने मतलब सारे स्ट्रगल मतलब ऐसा नहीं
इकट्ठे
हुआ मुझे
देखे हैं.
कभी कि मुझे अकेले घर ढूंढना पड़ रहा है
हाँ.
या फिर हमें अकेले स्ट्रगल करना पड़ रहा है मुझे. सो आई बीन लकी इन दैट सेंस और हम दोनों ने सारी चीजें साथ में करी हैं तो इट वाज कंपैरेटिवली इजियर.
Yeah. It was. So, and describe like how you got your first job, because as an international students you have to maintain like your expenses, अपने expenses को देख के चलना पड़ता है, क्योंकि अगर like fees sorted भी है तो भी आपके जो living expenses है उनको तो you have to deal with yours. Most students deal by themselves. So how did you get your
Yes.
first job in Australia,
So
in Melbourne?
that is what happened with me. Even though my tuition was all handled by my parents,
Yeah.
daily expenses I took care of. So ऐसा कभी नहीं हो कि मुझे घर से पैसा मंगाना पड़ रहा है कि हाँ मुझे मुश्किल हो रही है. So I took care of it and wages in Australia are
They're pretty good.
reasonably good.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
So
So what was your first job and how did you get it?
okay. So first semester जब मैं यहाँ पे आया था, I did not find a job. I kept trying. I kept applying online and I kept applying online. I kept talking to people, but I wasn't lucky in that sense, and I never found a job in the first semester. It it was pretty difficult to find a job, and even our professors did tell us that 80% of the jobs in Australia are not advertised. They're all through references.
Really?
That is pretty much true. So
Yeah.
even if you want a part-time job, you won't get it by applying. Uh, the whole first semester, what I did was I printed out CVs and I went to, you know, एक एक शॉप पे जाके मैंने सीवी पकड़ाया, हैंडल करे हैं 100 200 पता नहीं कितने सीवी हैंडल करे होंगे.
Hmm.
ऑनलाइन बहुत अप्लाई किया, didn't help out. The first job I got was, so I've moved a lot of places. जब से मैं आया यहाँ पे I've moved like in 2 years I've moved 6 to 7 houses, but and that is something else that's pretty important, to find a good place or you'll keep moving. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't find a good place, मेरे जैसे 6 7 house आप move करते रहोगे. But one of those houses, I was talking to the guys that were living there and they helped me out with a job. And it was at a car dealership.
Mm-hmm.
So मेरा काम वहाँ पे general hand का था. My work was there to wash cars,
Yeah.
deliver them, and because I had a license from India and I converted it here, so I had to
So,
deliver them to maintaining shops, bring them back, wash them. It was just usual general hand stuff,
so
and I
you're.
did that for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
But because uh, the workplace is really nice here and they're very friendly, so I stayed there for quite a while
तो
actually.
जो आपके
I worked there for
coworkers थे,
6 to 7 months.
वो like were
Mhm.
they your coworkers, were they Australian or were they Indian? Like most of
All
them.
of them were
और
Australians.
so like how did they treat you? कोई racism वाला कभी ऐसा angle रहा or like they treated you very well?
Never, never.
Never.
They were very nice actually.
Mm-hmm.
ऐसा कभी मुझे फील नहीं हुआ कि कुछ रेसिज्म है, ऐसा कुछ नेवर. दे वर वेरी नाइस. और अगर कभी कुछ प्रॉब्लम भी होती थी कि मुझे ऊपर नीचे थोड़ा सा भी हो जाए, आई टोल्ड देम, देन दैट वाज इट. दे वर
Mm-hmm.
हेल्पफुल विद इट. बहुत नाइस थे वो.
Right, right, right.
मुझे कभी ऐसा नहीं फील हुआ कि जैसे जनरली हम स्टूडेंट्स इंडिया से आते हैं, हमें लगता है कि ओ अब हमें छोटे काम करने पड़ेंगे, बट
Yeah,
दैट्स नॉट व्हाट आई फेल्ट एट ऑल.
yeah. So now you have completed your masters, you've graduated, right? So congratulations on that. So was it all worth it? Like spending the amount of money, and it's a considerable amount of money, right? So was it worth it? So like or like मतलब कि क्या आपको अब like in hindsight do you think it was the right decision कि हाँ फिर आपको अगर आप मास्टर्स या एमबीए इंडिया से करते और यहाँ से करते क्या फ़र्क लगा और was it worth it or no?
Okay, definitely it was worth it because the exposure that I had here was, you know, उसकी कोई कीमत नहीं है.
Yeah.
बस मे बी मैं इंडिया में अगर अपने घर वालों के साथ रहता, I wouldn't have learned so much. It was always kind of a dream for me to, you know, uh, work part time during a uni and all that. जो movies में हमें दिखाते थे, it was always kind of a dream for me.
Yeah.
But वो चीज़ experience करना और खुद रहना, खुद घर ढूंढना, घर आके कुक करना, सब कुछ, एंड यू लर्न अ लॉट. तो अब मैंने पूरे अच्छे तरीके से कुकिंग सीख लिया. मैं मतलब बहुत अच्छा खाना बना लेता हूँ. बट बिसाइड्स द पॉइंट, आप आप बहुत कुछ सीखते हो. इट्स अ वेरी ग्रेट जर्नी. So it was definitely all worth it.
Right, right, right.
हम
Yeah.
आई कैन से इंडिया में अगर मैं एमबीए करता तो वो कैसा एक्सपीरियंस जाता, बिकॉज आई नेवर स्टडीड फॉर कैट.
Yeah.
जैसे ही मेरी पीबीए खत्म हुई, आई
Mm-hmm.
applied straight to Australia, but I wouldn't change it at all.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So like what's happening right now, right? You must have like gotten your post-study work permit, right? So
Yes.
like how is the job hunt going, and what are things like? How do you think of the future? Like कि अभी आपको like do you want to come back to India? Like do you want to stay in Australia for some time now?
Okay, so after completing my master's, I got a 3 year post-study work visa,
Mm-hmm.
and first year into it, still looking for a marketing role, being completely honest.
Of course.
Still looking for a marketing role, but abhi I haven't thought it through.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have 2 more years
Yeah.
and still figuring it out along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, working as an admin support officer at a real estate agency,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm having fun there at the moment. It's a really interesting role,
Yeah.
and you learn a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but still figuring it out along the way. We'll
Yeah.
see.
So like you still must be like applying to different marketing roles and so like
So I'm currently upskilling. I'm doing online certifications like
mm-hmm.
Meta Blueprints, Google AdWorks, and everything. I'm going to networking events and to, I'm checking them out through LinkedIn. And then there's a app called Meetup.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of networking events
Hmm.
listed there. But yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like of course like
applying
that's
online.
I
Yeah,
feel like that's the average time कि जो लगता ही है like after graduating to finding the perfect job that you have wanted to, but the good thing is that you're still doing a good job and that is adding up in your experience, and of course
definitely.
you'll definitely find the dream job that you're looking for like very
Thank
very
you.
soon. Yeah.
Thank you.
And last but not the least, what would be your advice to incoming students who are dreaming to study in Australia or dreaming to study abroad in general?
Let me see. Um, Overall advice is
Yeah.
something or something
मतलब
specific.
ओवरऑल भी अगर कुछ लगता है कुछ स्पेसिफिक भी देना चाहते हो कि हाँ ये चीज़ तो भाई करना ही मत या ये करना ज़रूर वो भी
There's a lot you can.
yeah you can we have all the
Yeah,
time.
no, of course, but there's a lot you can go at it for the whole day. But some this is something I said before, but you need to be mindful of the people you surround yourself with
Yeah.
because people say a lot of stuff. They will 100% demoralize you.
Yeah.
They will not want you to succeed, and it's sad, but it's the honest truth.
Yeah.
And something which I keep telling even the international students that are new here, network.
Mm-hmm.
That is the most important thing if you want to work here. Network, network, network. You network with your professors, you network with your peers, and because I came for a master, I was the youngest student in my class.
Okay.
Because the work culture is that you start your masters after you've worked in the industry for 2 to 3 years,
Yeah.
even 4 to 5 years for some unis.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of successful people that start their masters in their late 20s, and you should network with them, make friends, and learn from them. So that is the most important advice that I have for international students if you want to work in Australia.
So like
Yes,
networking is like the biggest thing that you're emphasizing
network is
on,
the
right?
biggest thing. Yes, I would.
Because
And it is no joke. And I thought I didn't take it seriously when my professor said that 80% of the jobs aren't advertised in Australia. I thought it was a fluke. I never took it seriously because back home in India, it's okay. We do apply for jobs and we hear back.
yeah,
Yeah, if you're rejected or you're not. But I think comparatively it's not as bad to find jobs online in India than it is here.
yeah,
So I've kept applying, but most of the times I don't even hear back.
yeah,
So
right,
for
right,
me, it
right,
feels like applying online, and I might be wrong.
yeah,
I'm sorry, but I feel like applying online isn't going to help at all. So the best way is to connect with people.
yeah,
You go to networking events, you meet people. It's just how you get a job in.
yeah. And even if I like recall my time in Canada, the biggest opportunities that I got there were like from the networks that I built eventually.
Of course,
So
right.
yeah,
Even in Canada, it would be the
yeah,
same.
yeah. I think it's a very general advice. Like anywhere, like even in India, let's
Yeah,
per se like even in India if you want to like work good you have to build relationship like good
yeah,
meaningful relationships
right.
with people,
You
right?
need to know people to
Yeah,
get into a job. So
absolutely. That's why they say you should always have a guy who knows a guy in your life right? Yeah.
right.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Mishan. It was wonderful talking to you. I hope जो भी students ने इस podcast को देखा है, so they must have learned a lot of new things और थोड़ा सा perspective मिला होगा कि yes these things हमें expect करके चलनी चाहिए कि इतना time लग सकता है पहले job ढूंढने में ये दिक्कतें आ सकती हैं, right? So yeah, perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Thank you.